No, it's the whole object. Oh, it's the whole object. Okay.
All right.
So you can just remove someone's text.
So we're back in Lava Land. So first, before we do some new stuff, I want to show you some things that I changed. I made the platform work better. Just jump back here. So we want some big scene, outdoor scene. We already have something that changes color right now. Why? Just because, like, if you make that part of your level, great. The click force we did. So now I'm eating bouncy tacos. And that was just, we did the mouse click 0. I mean, you can hit F for force, whatever, turn it into a full-on, like, Sith game. But we did that. We want lots of somethings that reset the level. Only 1 or 2 dangerous objects is half points. We want lots of death trap platforms, which we're going to modify here in a minute. This one, trigger does something else. Walk into it, I don't know. Get creative. And then today we're going to look at collectibles, audio, canvas, background music, and then possibly get into some win conditions stuffs. Also of note, extra, if you publish this as a WebGL link, throw it on play.unity or itch.io or wherever, bonus points, because that means I just get to go hit your link and test out all your stuff and not have to download the file. So cool. All right, the platforms. So the script on Bad Palette or Palette Bad last time, I was playing with the gravity, just turning the gravity on and off, which was being weird and wasn't doing what I wanted. And so what I've done is I've changed. First, I changed my rigid body up. I upped the mass to like 100. I'm not sure how much that's affecting things, but I want it to like drop when it finally drops. I turned the gravity back on, but then I checked is kinematic by default. And so kinematic just means the physics engine and all those interactions are not going to affect it, but I could still move it via script or some animation. So right now, the physics engine doesn't mess with it. And then I did this. I opened up this constraints guy here and froze the position on X and Z and then froze the rotations. So literally the only thing it can do is go up or down on the Y. And then I changed up the trap platform script here and we'll open that up. So I added a public float here. The drop delay, I've got it set to 5 seconds and then it's public, so you can change that in the inspector. And then I did have to bring in this using system.collections. And so on start, instead of uses gravity or is gravity or whatever it was, I think it was uses gravity to false, I just make sure it's set is kinematic is true. And then on trigger enter, we're still checking for the player. And then I changed this up. So I'm using the start coroutine, fall after delay. So I don't want, the minute I hit it, I don't want it to fall. That's not how it works in Super Mario. I mean, Plumber Brothers, whatever it's called. I need Nintendo to shut down my YouTube channel. So I've got a delay there, and then so start coroutine, and then I give it the name of a function, and I could pass that delay in, or I've just got it. I'm using it. So then I go to this function, which instead of void is called IEnumerator, fall after delay, and this is the waiting part. So yield, return, new, wait for seconds, and then whatever number I've got set. So right now on the script, it says 5 seconds. I might have changed it in the inspector. And then after that, like literally after it waits this many seconds, then it jumps down and it will do this, which I set to change it to is kinematic false, which means go ahead and let the physics handle it. So then it just starts dropping. So it's kind of nice. I'll go check that out and you can see what that did. It just made a better, falling platform experience, because you want a good falling platform experience when you're on a falling platform. I don't know, man. And then, I changed that delay to 2 seconds here in the inspector. And we wait. Man, I got to change that grass. It just makes me think something's wrong. Barrel out of here. Don't touch the red barrel. Okay, so now jump up on it. It stays for a couple seconds and then, oh, falls down. So almost exactly what we wanted it to do. But before, with no constraints and just changing the gravity, you would hit it, and basically you're on a surfboard. The thing was like falling and rotating and going crazy. It just wasn't doing it. I liked the delay. So anyway, that's what I did. You're going to want. Whoa! What just happened? Here we go. You're going to want at least 3 of these. So if it's 1 or 2 of these, then you don't get as many points. We want a bunch of falling platform death traps. And please also add the dangerous color so I know which ones are going to fall. No one wants a 3D platformer Dark Souls. We're not here for making our players miserable. All right. So we need collectibles and sounds and fun stuff like that. I've already gone into my assets folder and created a sounds folder and downloaded the one that with this little sound that was linked on that page last week. Because we got to have that in there somewhere. And we've got also, let me point these out. So you can go to the Unity Asset Store, search up all kinds of sounds and background music. I need at least 1 sound effect for when our collectible gets grabbed. And then we'll need some background music. So you can search up free stuff there. Although everyone should, and if you don't, let me know, have access to this Google Drive, the DET asset repo. And we've got some audio stuff in there. Actually, there's just a ton of junk up in here. Unity asset packs. So some sounds might be in here. There's just a ton of asset packs that maybe cost somebody money, but are free to you. Don't publish with those. They're for playing. And then we do have an actual audio folder with universal sound effects, and so you can just download all these or check them out. This one's all unzipped, so that's nice. Squeaks, space warps, voices. There's another couple ones in here for the Humble Bundle ones. I think are all just like, yeah, they're zipped packages of stuff. So if you need Christmas ambiance for your floor is lava, you know exactly where to go. Pirate games, all kinds of stuff. Mega Music Collection. So you can check those out or look on the Unity Asset Store for, let's just look, background music. And again, filter by free. And there's just lots of stuff out there. If you were a music miner, I bet you could make a bunch of money. Eventually selling stuff. Ooh, fantasy. Oh, Mage? Oh, you double? Oh, what a crazy person. Happy for you. Didn't I select one? Why did it go backwards? So I'm just going to grab one just for funsies. See what this is. And the video for this is private. Awesome. Like we've got stuff, but you can't listen to it. Yeah. Just download it. Fine, I will. I'll just add it to my assets. Oh my goodness. Sign in. And open in Unity. I did not mean to set off the music major. My bad. All right, so I'll download this guy. Import, just like we usually do. I have no idea what the music sounds like, but apparently it's medieval. like just Gregorian chants all the way through. Cool, that's there somewhere under medieval life, instruments, something. Hold on, let's just see what these sound like. You know what? Just play it here. What are you doing? All right, we'll come back to that. We'll be surprised. We'll pick one at random. Okay, so here in whatever this place is, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add a game object, UI, text mesh pro, and that's replaced all the old stuff. Yeah. Import the essentials. You don't need the examples and extras. So this was a separate company that got bought by Unity because their tech stuff was better than what Unity was using. Unity stuff got really pixelated. These are actual, a little more, I don't know, mesh or vectorish, so they scale better. And when I added that, it automatically added a canvas. It's not our class canvas. Don't be scared. It doesn't matter what it looks like. This just overlays. And then I've got a text somewhere, apparently in the corner, that says new text. So what should we collect? I'm going to collect games. All right, so somewhere in the middle of all this lava and falling tacos, I'm going to drop in a bunch of Nintendo cartridges, and those are my collectibles. Because I think I've got some. Yeah. And then with that selected, I'm going to use this guy up here. The canvas stuff works the same way as it did in 2D, but I'm going to set this guy, hold down Alt, and select the top corner, and it's just going to go up to the top corner now and be anchored there. So that little guy's the anchor, and I can move him out a little bit so he's not fully up in the corner. But now if I go to my game window, oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'm scaled in. Then you can see, there it is. There-ish. All right, great, we've got a text. It doesn't do anything. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an audio source to the canvas. And then I'm going to just drag one of these guys in. Medieval Life 2. I don't know what it does. By default, it'll be, this play on awake will be checked. It's going to go ahead and hit loop. The canvas follows us everywhere. It's just a good place for background music. You could have different zones for different sounds, but still playing it right there from the screen seems like it makes sense. Let's just make sure that works. We're going any farther. I don't know if this is the vibe, but okay, we've got music. We at least checked the box. Oh, you know what? That's actually, hold on. Could it be such a thing exists? That would be. There isn't a known or official Bardcore version of Raining Tacos. What a rip!
No way. I'll have to write it.
Sheet music, Nightcore. Hold on.
I'm so scared. If I make Bardcore, it's Raining Tacos in my assignment. I get extra credit.
Yes.
Please.
Sold. Yeah, whatever. Just continue. Let me in. Let me hear this.
That's also security number.
Something unexpected happened. They didn't expect me to be 102. Okay.
What if you're actually 102?
Yeah, like, come on. Rude.
It's raining tacos, go out in the sky, tacos, no need to ask why, just open your mouth and close your eyes, it's raining tacos.
I'm done. Not feeling that one. Anyway, someone find me a good raining tacos clip and we'll change it up. Yes, metalcore raining tacos. All right. Anyway, back to making our game be a game. Let's see what I got. I think I did have a prefab. Yes, so I've got this game cartridge here. Just go put it on my small table. I'm going to use this as my power up, but I think that's life size and going to be hard to see. So we'll scale that guy up. Lock that, then these should all move together. No, that was unlocking it. Fantastic. No, undo everything. Yeah. There. Oof. All right. Make bigger. Is it bigger than I am now? I don't even know. He's kind of largish. All right, and we'll pull him up. He's already got a box collider and a rigid body. I'm going to go ahead and change this to his trigger so he's easier to pick up. I'm going to turn off the gravity and just say kinematic. I'd like to write something that makes him spin later. It's got a normal map. That's the plastic. Should I make this emissive? Try it. Oh. Just a nice that color. Break everything. Try it. It might glow a little bit. And then we need to do cool stuff. So I'm going to add a script to this guy. I'm going to go into my scripts folder and make it there. So create mono behavior script and I don't know, collectible, coin script, game script. We'll just call it collectible. Because we don't care what it is. All right, and then we'll add that guy here, and then we'll open it up and we'll make some edits. Hello, computer. There we go. Now it found it. It was still trying to compile the empty script when I was trying to add it. Okay, so we got collectible on here. Open this guy up. And we're going to do almost the same thing as our level reset. Yeah. We want to look for the player. So copy that. Drag it over here to collectible. Might need start and update later. We'll see. So on trigger on trigger enter. If the thing that entered, then the first thing we'll do is we'll just destroy ourselves. The game object is us. You can even give it a delay if you wanted, but destroy just immediately seems to work. So I'm going to save this, and we'll do some more with it. Let me go back to Unity. Again, I like to do small things and test rather than like I'm going to set up a whole system before I test anything, and then something doesn't work, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. So very iterative on the testing. And also I get to play the game again, which is fun. All right, game cart. We're going to go ahead and override all this stuff. So now, no, oh shoot, oof, not revert all, apply all. Okay, now the game cartridge prefab is collectible all over the place. I'm just going to find him again. He's a big guy that apparently sits on tables all over the place. We'll just do this. disappear when I run into them. Kind of cool, I guess. Change the music.
No, you just
Add another loop. Yeah, so we're just layering tracks. Fantastic. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Let me do that. It would kind of be cool. All right. We can do the game handler stuff here in a minute. Let's go ahead and get to the sounds, just because. So I'm going to go ahead and add on this game cart guy. We'll add an audio. We don't want a full-on source. I think I just need an audio clip. He just needs to be able to hang on to. Really? Where's clip? Huh. Guess I can do a source, but I don't want to. Why do you change things on me, Unity? I was gonna just play the. Let's see. Resource. Can I just add an audio resource? Nope. Okay. We just give it a game object and tell it to be an audio clip. Anyway, so we've got this guy. I'm going to go ahead and turn off Play on Awake, and I'm going to drag in, for now, my scream sound. So he's just there. I'm going to go back to this guy, my script, and I'm going to say, well, before we destroy ourselves, and then we can't run any more script, let me just do this before that. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm gonna get a handle of my audio clip, whatever that guy is, and this guy audio source play clip at point. If I as the coin or the cartridge was to try to play the audio myself, and then as soon as I'm told to play audio, I'm told to die and to destroy, then we don't get to hear the audio, right? So this little audio source play clip at point creates a new audio source, puts it right here at my current position, and plays it, and then I think it cleans itself up even. We hope better. So we're gonna do that. And this should avoid any play a sound. Oh wait, you went away. So I'm gonna try this audio. There we go, audio clip. That's all I wanted, right there. We'll call it collect sound. And that's what I want to play here. So okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take my audio source off of the object, and we're just going to leave this. I don't need scene management because I changed that. Okay, so public audio clip, and then I'm going to just drag that into the coin itself. And then I'm not doing anything on start and update, on trigger, enter. If it was the player, create an audio source, play this sound at this position, and also kamikaze yourself. Go away. So we'll try that. All right. Back on this guy, I'm going to take off the audio source because I don't want him to be the audio source. I'm just going to remove that component. And now I've got this audio clip component here. Let's drag that in. Let's just see if that worked. Also, let's save it so that all the game cartridges screen. Will they all have the clip? Looks like maybe. Where's the other one? I just saw him. There. Yeah, cool. So the prefab saved even which sound we wanted. Listen for Now, of course, imagine that's a coin sound or, a sonic ring. But, all right, so we played the sound. Cool. We did the thing. I'm going to want this thing to spin because it just, like, collectibles need to show me their collectibles. He's not glowing enough. He needs to do something. But before we do that, let me go ahead and hook this guy up to something else. So I'm going to make another script. And just by convention, we usually call this a game manager or a game handler. It used to be, doesn't do it anymore. Used to be when you called something a game manager, that was like special, and the Unity engine itself would change this icon to like a little gear, just so you knew it was like, oh, that's the big deal. But it's just a script. We'll open this guy up. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna place him on the canvas. So I want my canvas guy who's also playing this music that I'm not really fond of. I'll turn the volume down on that. Have this guy also have the game manager on him. Again, you can put the game manager on an empty somewhere, just floating somewhere in your screen, in your scene. But I just put it on the canvas because you should have some kind of UI. It's always there. Handle my business. All right, so game manager. We'll open this guy up. We're gonna need to use Text Mesh Pro. I think just that. I think just that'll work. And I need a handle on. So I'm gonna make it a public. Also, so the thing it's trying to suggest to me, this serialized field. That's another way to expose something to the inspector, but it's private. So the inspector can see it, but other scripts can't. So when I make it public, every other script in my game can see whatever that variable is. If I use the serialized field, then it's exposed in the inspector, but not to everyone else. But I'm going to go ahead and make these public because I trust the other scripts in my game. So I'm going to make first no, I don't want to float. I'm not going to collect half of a cartridge. I'll do an int collection count. I'm going to set that to 0 to start off with. Do a public. Here's the fun part. It's like something goofy. UI. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, it was the UGUI that I knew was going to be in there and be really weird. And we just call this counter text. And so he exists somewhere. And that's the thing that the TM Pro that we added initially. There are better ways, we'll get into them later classes. There are better ways to have your game handler or game manager or game assistant to the regional manager, whatever it's called. There are better ways to only change the text, like when you know it's changed. But right now we're just throwing the update function. So every time something happens in the update function here, every frame, we're going to be checking to see how many collection count things we have, and then we're going to update the text. So I'm going to go to counter text, and then we're going to change the text. String empty. Instead to, what do we call it, games. And then a couple of ways to append here. All right, so we can do comma and then collection count. You might have to string that guy. Is that right? Yep, there it is. Why don't you like that? Oh, you need the plus, not the comma, I think. Nope, doesn't like that either. Should be the simplest thing in the world. So naturally, I've seen it done a billion ways and confused them all. Find text, mesh, pro, into whatever.
Oh, there's little.
Yes, that's what, yeah, that's it, isn't it? No, this one doesn't say it.
That's the incorrect description.
Yeah, that's the other one. That text, money value, two string. Yeah, that's the guy. Duh. You call a function. Okay, that should work. There are also another 2,000 ways to do that, but we'll do that. So we'll save this guy. And then what we're going to need to do is our collectibles are going to need to know what's up. So I'm going to, let's make this private. Rather than drag the same game handler to everything, here's just another way to do it. So I'm going to do a private game object. Oh, okay. Private game manager. I like it. We'll do that. It knows about that. And then so game manager on start, we're going to go look for game manager equals, I'm going to find object. Sure, we'll do type. This guy's just completely making it up as he goes, isn't he? What a slacker. Why are you doing this to me? It's deprecated. Thanks. Then why did you suggest it in the first place? We just give it find object by name. Right? Doesn't exist. Okay, here we go. We'll cheat all the way through this. I mean, be smart about it. Unity, find object. There it is. Yep, Silk Song is taking down the internet too. Oh, just a game object find. Okay. I feel change the syntax. Maybe they didn't. Maybe my brain changed. Okay, so we're looking for canvas. And if we change the name of canvas, then we're in trouble. And then we're going to get the component off of that. And I mixed those up. Those guys at the end. All right. Goodness gracious, all the brackets. Okay, so start. I'm looking for the game manager. This is on every coin, every whatever the thing is. I go find an object somewhere in my scene named canvas. This game object.find just looks for the first one. If you've got 7 canvases, the first one that comes across is now canvas. So it's going to go find canvas, and then off of that, it's going to get the component game manager that we made. We set it to a local variable. So now all I got to do is, I still don't need update, do I? I don't think I do. So I'm going to go ahead and let's play the audio really quick because we need that to happen. I'm going to go to game manager, and I'm going to say your collectible, what was the guy called? Collection count plus plus. So whatever your value is, game manager, for collection count, add 1. That's what that is. Plus plus is a nice shortcut. So good to go there. That should do it. I think we're good on collectibles. What we get? Oh, nice. Solid bribe. I already know I did wrong. I didn't tell the game manager where its text was. So, canvas, there's my game manager script. It needs to know which one is the counter text. I'm going to drag this guy over. Rename him. Should have updated. Just making sure. Yep. So it's updated the name. Now save it. Now play it. It's just another opportunity to hear that scream, really. You know what, though? I like the contrast of the music and the scream. That's nice. Who chose this music? All right. Fun. So that's the things. Let's just go check, make sure we covered all the bases. Done. There we go. So we've got a nice big level. We've changed color, click force, level reset. I didn't add enough death trap platforms, but you should. This one's for you. Trigger does something else. I don't know. You can make something disappear. So when I hit a trigger, I can empty. Well, you know what? I'll do that really quick. So we'll come back to trigger does something else. I'll show you an example. Collectibles. We got things to pick up. Audio when we pick up things. The canvas has the text that shows when we pick up stuff. We got background audio. We got floor is lava. You need to come up with a win condition. So it could be grab 20 collectibles before you die. Boom, you win. It could be bring the One Ring all the way to Mount Doom and throw it in the lava. It could be whatever. Other things, we can just dumb stuff for triggers. Here's just a dumb thing we can do for triggers, because why the heck not? We got some time. I don't know. Maybe I'll just make it that. Use this. All right, so I've got this door. But this door is huge. Blocking my world. Make a new script. Do I have a cool, like, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Drag it over here. What the heck? There we go. Rotate them. Kind of set them up a little bit here. I'll even change up. So this is just, it's a door. It's blocking our way, and I'm taking time to be creative with it. So I'm going to raise or lower terrain around here. And so, nope, too much. Too much. Let's go opacity much lower. Brush size bigger. That's pretty good. So all right. We're imagining we've got this thing that's impassable until somebody can get rid of that door. I need to get to the other side for whatever reason. Are you making fun of me? Are you laughing at me over there? Even worse. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's because we're missing some people, and other people are thinking about Silk Song, and but way to go, man. Really? Even better. All right. Okay, so I've got this thing. I've got a door. So I'm just going to go ahead and get off my terrain really quick. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a couple ways to do this. I can just start with an empty, or I can start with a 3D object and just make it invisible. I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to make a cube, drag him over here, lay him down, zoom in on him. Set up. So we got this guy here in front of the door. We're not even going to, for now, make it difficult. If you walk through this, we're going to just disappear the door. So. I like that too. But if I turn off the mesh renderer, then now I've just got a box collider. Yeah, so it's a quick, short way to make a collider. I'll set this to is trigger, and then we'll move it up a little bit. And again, we're going to reuse some cool is trigger stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new script. So new mono behavior script. Let's call it open door or delete object. Really, that's what we're doing. I'm going to do it simple for now. So we're going to call it delete object. Go back, find my cube. Oh, goody. It is dangerously quiet in here. I'm kind of concerned. Y'all were like super hyped, and then you just shut up, and now I'm worried for my life. I'm going to call this trigger. I'm going to give it the delete object script, and then I'm going to do something cool with the script. All right. Man, I love that they're not doing all the extra stuff now. Used to be when you made a Unity script, it had a lot more usings, and now they're like, yeah, you're not using the usings. We're taking them out. Okay, so I'm going to do a public. How did it know? Game object. I don't like OBJ though. We're going to call it thing. We just need a thing. Okay. All that jazz. And then same deal, man. This week's all about on trigger enter. So I'm going to copy that. Come over here. On trigger enter. If the other thing is player. Now you can get creative here. You can float the door up. You can fade it out. You can animate it open. We're just going to delete it. Delete the thing. So if player goes through this trigger, delete thing. Yeah, why not? All right. So that's set up. I just need to tell it what thing to delete. So I'm going to grab magic door, move it over here to thing to delete, save and play. Why is it so far away? Oh, Bob goes bouncing. So again, literally anything. Your trigger can reference all kinds of other stuff. And what we need is if you go into the trigger, the player is the thing in the trigger, then boom, something happens. So it can be deleting a door. I could set up some logic in here that says if the other tag is player, great. And then add another if in here, right? Like I could say, then also if reference the game manager, and I can set all that up, right? If the collection count, whatever it is 10, then we can delete the door. So the door won't delete until we have 10 coins picked up or whatever it is. So just an example. There's lots of things we can do. One more thing I'm going to do is make my collectibles pop because I've got more time. So why not? You know what? I'm gonna try to make it up, and we'll come back. So go to my game cartridge. No, we'll come in here first. I'm gonna create a new mono behavior, and it's just gonna be rotate object. Shouldn't be too much different than move object over time, which I moved over time. Now it can't find it. Go. So in this case, in the update, we did all that. Come over to rotate object. So the move vector here, I'm going to make it just be a float. I'm going to call it angle. And we'll start it at, I don't know, 5. Let's see if I can do a translate. Rotate. Why don't you like that? Oh, it still wants to be a vector. That's fine. We'll undo. Okay, so we'll call this the rotate vector then. Again, we'll set that to 0. And then we'll just set it in the inspector. Okay, so it's almost the same thing. On update, I'm going to not translate, but rotate this guy. along whatever this vector 3 is. And that's x, y, and z. Save this guy. Back to Unity. Wait some more. Huh? What is it?
It's a reference to soap.
Get out. Oh yeah, that's a big boy. I'm gonna ignore that for just a sec. I'm gonna put the rotate object on here. And this is the same thing, right? So I've got a speed of 1. I can change that around. I've got a rotate vector. I think I want to rotate it. Let me just find the guy. Yeah, y is up. So I'm going to try and rotate it on the y. So we'll set that to 1. Oh, my number lock was off. That's fantastic. Okay, and then here's what else I'm going to do to be extra. In my game, I'm just going to go to prefab mode here. All right, so I've got my game card. This didn't do it. Okay, well, let me go backwards and show you what I was doing. So here's all my game cartridges that are prefabs, and before I was changing one of them in the scene and then going to override and then apply all, right? Another way to do it is if I hit this little arrow guy here, then I go to the prefab itself, and by default, autosave should be on. So anything that I change here will automatically save and apply to all of the prefabs. So just gonna pull the rigid body down here. Do I need a rigid body? I don't even need a rigid body on this guy because he's a trigger that rotates. So I'm going to remove the rigid body. The rotation's set up nicely, and I'm just going to add to him a light because I want to melt my computer really quick. So I'm just going to give him a point light. So he's going to give off some light. We can change the color of the light. No, he glows red. He's an evil game cartridge. We can even do dumb stuff like drawing a halo. Change the range to just 2. 1, that's even better. All right, so it's just a little bit of glowing red light from the middle there. Because why not? Okay, now, since I did it that way, look, automatically I can see all my cartridges are glowing red. So cool. They should rotate and scream. It's the world we're creating. Now look! Are they rotating? Ever so slightly. They are. Yeah. Yeah. We can change that up. Cool. All right, I'm going to go find a game card. And again, since I want to change them all, I'm just going to hit that arrow, go into prefab mode. Just up the speed. Let's go at least 10 times what it was. Oh, now they should all rotate at that speed. They're still slow. Oh. But the light is like kind of creeping around it. That's weird. Anyway, play with the speed. You could set all of those vectors to 1. And so it's just going to somersault. I was just going to go on one axis, but that's all good to go. And then let's see, finally, well, I'll stop the video, and then we'll see what the presidents are up to.